is not a nicety. It's not something nice to have for black folk. It is now an absolute necessity. If you do not get reparations soon, black folk, as I told you before, are through. Reparation is not a nicety, it's a necessity. What are the conditions? What are the conditions that precipitated black folk getting into this dilemma? And what black labor, white wealth did, it tracked 800 years of history in very systematic terms to show you every strategy, every technique, every law, every public custom, and every public policy that was used to enslave black folk around the world and to maldistribute almost 100% of all this nation's wealth, power, resource, privileges, businesses, and controls of all levels of government into the hands of the dominant white society. And what slavery and Jim Crow segregation did with black folk, it intentionally maldistributed all the resources away from black folk and created a real-life monopoly game. Black folk in America are playing in a real-life monopoly game that you're totally ill-prepared to play and win.
Peace, love, and reparations. Welcome to Black Star TV 2.0. It's your boy Black Star. Family, today I want to talk about, I want to show y'all this video about a cop who was, caught setting up over 400 black people. I wanted to do this video just to show, this is like my thing right here, this whole judicial system. But being as though, we know that the U.S. government has three branches, the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. But all of these branches deal with law, right? So when it comes to reparations, besides checks and land and all of that, right? All of that is great. And we need that, right? We need that first. And we actually, we don't need to implement some of the stuff that I'm talking about to get the checks. So I think we should just get the checks immediately, get some land immediately, because you can't have land without the money. You have to cultivate. You need the money to cultivate the land. But we definitely need sovereignty. We definitely need what the natives have as far as a tribal government. And it don't have to be called tribal government. It could be FBA, whatever. But it has to be our own government like they have. They call it a tribal government. So that's what I'm calling it right now for that. You know what I mean? So let's get into this, man. I just want to get into this so we can break it down. And then I'll get into why, the whole, how this fits into the tribal government thing and reparations. So family, here's the video. We're gonna I gotta rewind it some because I was watching it right before this started. So here we go. Let's get it.
Race played a role in who he pulled over. There was evidence uncovered in the internal affairs investigation that he admitted having that bias when making stops.
I'm a former Fairfax County police officer at the center of 400 disputed cases, has been fired from his new job in Florida.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
That officer is accused of lying about a traffic stop that put a DC firefighter in jail for nearly 2 years.
The officer involved in Elon Wilson's arrest is accused of lying about why he pulled him over.
I told Lauren that even before the trial, this report sucks. So if you get the report to hearing, you're fine. Trust me, you're not.
The officer is no longer with the department and, in fact, is now facing federal.
He told his lawyer that the police report that he fudged up was going to get picked apart. And the lawyer said, no, I got it.
And local investigations, new video of the traffic stop, which is raising many questions.
For the first time, we're seeing what a former Fairfax County officer says was his reason for pulling over a former DC firefighter. The former officer, Jonathan Freitag, says the firefighter, Elon Wilson, crossed over the solid yellow line during this drive in April of 2018. If you didn't see the car cross over the line, well, neither did Fairfax County Internal Affairs, who interviewed Freitag about this traffic stop in 2020.
We don't see the vehicle cross the solid line.
We didn't play the video, but we played this literally expression here where you can see his tires touch the solid line.
So they touched the solid line?
Yeah, they literally touch it. He's crossing over the line.
Family, these people will say anything. And mind you, this shit is on tape. He's saying that he touched the line. Now imagine how much this is. Mind you, this black man was and shout out to him, but this black man was a firefighter, right? former firefighter, not no regular street dude in the streets. Yo, mind you, they're going to talk about this whole smelling marijuana thing. That always been something that I always felt was like a setup law to just, give you the right to just search somebody's car. Because when you get pulled over, you can be like, yo, I'm not letting you search, right? But if he pulls you over and just says, yo, I smell weed, then that's an automatic grounds for a search. And there's nothing to prove that he didn't smell weed. Like,
Freetag pulls Wilson over, then claims he smells marijuana and that the windows are too tinted. Freetag told Internal Affairs he never actually tested the window tint to know if they were too dark. In fact,
the funny part about it is, right? That's why I said the marijuana thing. And I'm going to tell this very short story about a friend of mine who's from New Jersey. He rode to New York to buy some drugs, right? He comes back. They seen him go in and seen him come back out like within, I think, 2 hours, he said, or something like that. Boom, pulls him over, right? Pulls him over. They said they smelled marijuana, but he don't even smoke weed. He doesn't even smoke weed. Search his car, find the drugs, right? He was like, yo, they got me with the weed thing. So I'm like, yo, this was literally like, because he bailed out of jail that night. This is like literally, I'm like, yo, go, they say weed stay in your system for 30 days. Go to a one of them little clinics, get yourself tested, give those results, go to 2-3 different ones, give those results to your lawyer, and then tell him to use that to fight. And he wound up beating that shit with an illegal search because it was showing that he didn't have no damn marijuana in his system. So how you was smelling marijuana and I wasn't even smoking it. You get what I'm saying? Again, that shit is a I'm white and I say so law to justify you illegally searching people, dog.
he was never even trained how to do it.
To question you about temp meters and their usage, you've never been trained. You have no knowledge of. Have you ever charged someone with a temp violation before?
Yeah.
Freetag says while on patrol, he would camp out in this church parking lot across the street from a music recording studio and stop anyone who behaved out of the ordinary. This can be considered a pretextual traffic stop, stopping someone for one reason in order to conduct an unrelated search or investigation.
This is a pretextual
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Let's make it clear.
Yeah,
And
100%.
you don't admit to that in the report.
Yeah, I don't admit to that in any of my reports, so I was told not to.
That report and many others are what prosecutors.
Who told you not to? See, this is what I'm saying, right? So we know from the FBI, right? The FBI did an investigation and the police department is flooded with white supremacists. The FBI is flooded with white supremacists, let's be for real. But they allow all these people in and they be card holders, like white supremacist card holders, and they still allow them to do this. And then we wonder why the stats are so lopsided and nothing ever gets done about it. It's crazy because I just realized that is actually one of the Democrats' one of the main things they use as one of their voting tactics is criminal justice reform.
Prosecutors built their cases on. Freetag references one such former Fairfax prosecutor and says she knew he used pretext to make stops, even though he left them out of his report.
I told them even before the trial, this report sucks.
Yo, even the prosecutor, I'm telling you, bro, this is a finesse. Now watch, I told y'all, let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something, right? So here we go. My mouse is acting stupid. So we gonna go here real quick. Right here. So, right. We all know the finesse is the $500 for guilty pleas. So we're gonna go down here. When a lawyer handles 5 cases a day and earns $50 for each one, his annual income will be substantially in excess of $50,000. Moreover, some lawyers manage to enter more than 5 guilty pleas each day. And in felony courts, at least 200, 300, and 500 fees for routine guilty pleas cases seem far more common than $50 fees. Now, we know that y'all are doing all this working together. And then let me go to this Story George, John, real quick. I'm going to get back to this part. I'm going to get back to the claiming sovereignty thing because that was my thing. But hold on. We're going to go to chapter 10, right? What chapter is this right here? That's chapter 7. All right, we're gonna get to chapter 10. Now, mind you, they getting $500 for guilty pleas. I passed it. Hold on, chapter 10, because these chapters are really short. So, right, here it goes. All judges and attorneys belong to the Bar Association. No bar member is allowed to confront another bar member. No attorney will confront the system that feeds them or expose the judge's lies. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, this is exactly what's going on. All these people are bar members, right? Let me get back up to the top. All these people are bar members, right? So it's almost impossible to beat them, dog. Like, look, he said something about hold on. I'll get to that later. But he was basically saying how it's the elite people who are, controlling the courts and all of that. And yes, they're the same politicians. Yo, if you look at majority of the politicians, now I'm gonna go to this, family. I'm sorry, I didn't even show y'all, but again, that was this. I'm going to get back to this. I wasn't sharing my screen. I'm sorry, but we're gonna go to this right here. So, right, total amount of crimes. No, let me get back to what I was actually talking about before. Now, a majority of the people who are in politics are lawyers. And the reason why this is like I told you, the 3 branches are executive, legislative, and judicial. Every single branch requires law. This is why majority of your lawyers, judges, and prosecutors, Kamala Harris, you feel what I'm saying? Barack Obama, this is why they become politicians, right? Because there's a lot of law involved. But again, see, when it comes to this criminal situation in our country, right? This criminal industrial complex, this prison industrial complex, it all boils down to the law, right? It all boils down to the law, just like he said in the sui juris, John, with the language, right? The U.S. Supreme Court in January 12th, 2000, right, made a decision that a criminal does not have the right to refuse an appointed attorney to appeal his case from the courts. Now, the whole point of this, and you can get this book, right? It's called sui juris. Now, sui juris is basically like sovereignty. You claiming sovereignty and you in court defending yourself, which is low-key pro se. It's like pro se, but pro se and sui juris is different as well, right? Again, more legal stuff. It's a bunch of legal jargon to finesse you. Man, this is so deep. It's so deep because I can get so deep into this with the whole capital, all capital letters on your indictment and all of that. It gets so deep with this, but again, a lot of this is done on purpose because again, they took away your right to refuse an appointed attorney. But I just told you, the attorneys get paid for guilty pleas, right? They get paid for guilty pleas. We're going to get back to this video. I know I'm kind of all over the place, family, right now, but just link it together. If you got to pause the video and double back, just link it together. Hold on. Where it at? We right here. Bang. So watch this.
So I get to get picked apart court to hearing, you're fine, trust me, you're not.
That attorney told News 4 Today she never condoned pretextual stops. In 2020, Virginia's legislature passed a law banning police from using many pretexts, including window tint. While that happened after free tag stopped, the practice raised questions and investigations into his work, like the stop of Elon Wilson, which sent the father to a young boy off to prison for nearly 2 years. His case was recently challenged, thrown out, and he was released from prison.
Neither the prosecutor nor I were aware that there was a dash cam video.
Defense attorney Marvin Miller says when that video finally did come to light, it showed the reason why
Yo, family, this is what I be meaning about these lawyers. Listen to what this nigga said. See, because I've dealt with courts a lot, I hear finesse from the door. And again, because a lot of people don't know law, and a lot of people who get in these situations and you start dealing with lawyers, a lot of people don't know how to move because one, you know, you never went to law school, so when he's telling you, oh, this is the law, that's the law, this, but he's really just saying things to get you to cop out, right? He's really just saying things to make you cop out. Watch this. Watch what this nigga say.
A Fairfax County police officer said he pulled over former DC firefighter Elon Wilson in 2018 was not true.
It shows that the car does not go over the solid yellow.
He pulled over for. It did come to light. Defense attorney Marvin Miller says when that video.
I were aware.
Prison.
Why?
Neither the prosecutor nor I were aware that there was a dash cam.
Yo, you or the prosecutor didn't know it was a dash cam. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We dealing with a traffic stop, nigga. We dealing with a traffic stop. You talking about, even if you didn't know it was a dash cam, why you didn't file a motion to suppress the evidence of the dash cam? What are you talking about? And then you would have been able to find out whether they had a dash cam or not. You see what I'm saying? That's what I would have said if I was in the office, shackled up, sitting next to him, like, yo, file a motion to get that camera. I don't know if they got dash cam. Well, I don't care if you don't know, nigga. Figure it out. File a motion to tell them to come up off that camera if there is one. You feel me? So now once the motion gets pressed, family, listen, watch. Well, because once the motion gets pressed, because watch, if he doesn't pass the motion, we get back to Suri George. Watch this. We get back to this, right? Where anything you don't challenge becomes law. So again, right? Watch this. Hold on, let me try to find this real quick. These chapters are short, so just bear with me for 2 seconds. Bear with me for a second, right? Where's this John at? I'm telling you, this book, Suri Juris, is probably one of the best books I ever had. And dude actually put in some stuff in here. Damn, I want to find that John, man. Here we go. The public record is the only real thing happening in the courtroom, right? No, I think it's right under this. No bar association. Nah. Undisputed testimony becomes fact. Now, watch this. One of the key elements in the way the state plays a game to prevail in court, unknown to most people, is the basic premise in the court that undisputed testimony on the record becomes fact, right? So now, because anything you don't challenge, right, and the way to challenge something in court is by a motion. You have to file a motion. And if you don't file a motion or even speak on it in court, right? Because again, this is why they try to make you get the public defender. And then when you got the public defender, he's the only one allowed to speak because he's going to know not to speak out of turn and speak on the record. This is why Meek Mill said you get a public defender. He said you get a court-appointed attorney, and he don't want to object, because if he don't object to what the prosecutor is saying, it becomes fact. Now let's go back to the video. He's saying me nor the prosecutor knew that they had a dash cam. Nigga, this is your line of work. That should have been one of the first questions you asking. They sending your goddamn they trying to offer your client years in prison, and you over a traffic stop, and you not asking to see if there's a dash cam? Yo, this system is so fucking flawed. Y'all don't even understand how deep and intertwined this shit gets. This is why we have this. This is why we have this, where black people are committing 2 million of the 7 million. Yo, white people are committing 5.3 million of the 7.7 million. When you do the math on that, the percentage, 5.3 million percentage of 7.7 million is 68.8%. White people are committing 68.8% of the crimes, but we, black people, who are committing less than 25% of the crimes, are 40 to 50% of the prison population. Bro, this is the FBI, nigga. This is the FBI website. We can go to every single year. Every single year is going to be just like this. Every single one, where white people commit more crimes than every single race total together, but somehow black people are the majority of the people in prison. We're half of the population in prison, but we're committing 25% of the crimes, and that boils down to shit like this, where you got a racist cop setting up 400 blacks. This is one fucking cop. That's one cop for 400 goddamn people. So when you go back to these statistics, we got to start shaving numbers down. And even when you go to the people, 60% of the people who are getting their cases overturned by appeal are black people. So then you got to take out the fucking 60% of those goddamn people and take those numbers out as well. So we probably committing about 10% of the crime in the goddamn country, but we fucking 50% of the goddamn prison population. Yo, if we don't need to separate from this government and get a tribal government where we have our own laws, right? Where we have our own laws, yo, that shit. Family, I'm gonna play the rest of the video for y'all. I'm gonna stick the dagger in this shit.
Defense attorney Marvin Miller says when that video finally did come to light, it showed the reason why a Fairfax County police officer said he pulled over former DC firefighter Elon Wilson in 2018 was not true.
It shows that the car does not go over the stop.
That's funny that I'm showing you the 2018 crime statistics, and this man was absolutely one of those statistics. He's absolutely one of those statistics that shouldn't be up there.
Yellow line. So he said it did, and it shows that it didn't.
After pulling Wilson over, now former Fairfax County police officer Jonathan Freitag found 2 guns and hundreds of oxycodone pills. But Fairfax County's top prosecutor, who pushed for Wilson to be released, says it's not clear any of it actually belonged to the former DC firefighter. He believes Wilson may have only made a plea and let a judge find him guilty because he has a young family and was being threatened with at least a 10-year sentence. May have only made a plea that actually belonged to the former DC firefighter. He believes Wilson may have only made a plea and let a judge find him guilty because he has a young family and was being threatened with at least a 10-year sentence.
And he was being threatened with at least a 10-year sentence is the reason why he took the motherfucking plea bargain. Not because you was guilty, because they got me with the same thing in Oregon, right? My ex-wife's like, yo, take it. Just take the plea, because if you try to take these people to trial, they already done cheated you, arresting you in the first place. And now they playing all these games. Yo, they offering you probation, just take it instead of going to trial and losing and them niggas whopping you with that 10 years. That's exactly what they do. And he can get that $500 check. Whoever was his attorney can get that $500 check. Come on, somebody made this man plead out over some shit that he wasn't even guilty of. Talked about you couldn't get the tape. Yo, this system is fucked up, and we need to get away from it. Simple fact that you allow the police to run around here and just target black people. Then you go to the county jail, and your conditions in the county jail where you're presumed to be innocent are worse than the conditions for when you get found guilty and actually go to prison. Prison conditions are actually better than the county jail. Why would that be? Why would somebody want your conditions when you're innocent, quote unquote, innocent until proven guilty? Your conditions should be better there. And then when you get found guilty, you should be put in the harsh conditions. You shouldn't be put in harsh conditions, but I'm just trying to give you their logic, right? Then you should be put in the harsh conditions. You shouldn't put somebody in a harsh condition while they're fighting their case, but you're doing that so that they cop out. So along with the stress and the psychological warfare you got going on, then you hitting them with this. Mind you, the phone calls is, astronomical. You're paying about $1 for a crackhead soup that's really 10 cents. You're getting over. You're getting over. And this is why we have to separate, family. We have to separate.
Otherwise,
there is real doubt as to whether he was guilty of anything at all.
In addition, Commonwealth's attorney Steve Discano says he wants to throw out convictions in 400 other Fairfax County cases where Freitag was the officer involved. He says not only in his opinion can the former Fairfax County police officer's word not be trusted.
Nope, it can't be trusted. And the funny part about it is, y'all not gonna do nothing about it. He not gonna get no time. Yo, I just did a video, not a video. I was showing something on my YouTube on what's I'm about to show y'all right now, real quick. It's right here. Right? Yo, and it's so funny because some dude, this right here, somebody was trying to kidnap some kids, right? And I had seen this video of some white lady that was in a white van. She picked some kids up in Chicago from a bus stop and she ran a stop sign. That was the only reason that they pulled her over, right? And they said,
"You an old black man."
Watch this. And the police, when the police was walking back to the car, right? When the police was walking back to the car to his car to like write whatever ticket, he seen that the kids was looking crazy back there. And he was like, hold on. So he immediately, after seeing their faces, turned back around and asked her to step out the car. And then I think he sat her down or something, or put her in the handcuffs and sat her down, and then asked the kids, do they know her? And all of them said no. Yo, and they locked her ass up. But what's funny about, I can't find that story. I can't find that story anywhere. I Googled the hell out of that shit and can't find it.
Like, you an old black man, bro. Like, real shit. Like, people out here get kidnapped and everything, bro. Nah, you
saw a black van. He was like, hell no.
Nigga in front of the school.
And you really don't got, bro.
Nigga don't got nothing going on in there.
Bro, what the fuck is this, bro?
Huh?
That ass, my nigga.
Got little kids seats.
That ass, bro. Who are you, bro? Where you come from, bro? No,
Look.
for real. Where you come from?
This is a video
Where?
of a man parked outside.
Yo, shout out to that brother.
Early in the morning before the kids have to come in for school. He's in a black van with all black on. And these two black men caught him. And y'all say that there's no black men out here trying to protect us. The guy with the camera even said we got to protect our black women.
Yo,
the one
shit
that's
spooky out
inside the
here.
truck said, what is you doing out here in front of a school in these hours?
The little ass
Why
seats.
are you in our hood in this van during these hours in front of a school? What you trying to do, bruh? They are protecting black women and our kids.
See what I'm saying? And watch this. This is what I say about that whole I don't even know if y'all seen that shit, man. That shit was wild. I've been doing that lately. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to it real quick. I don't know if I was sharing my screen, family.
Like, real shit. Like, people out here get kidnapped and everything, bro.
I'm gonna skip a little bit.
Nigga saw a black van.
This, bro.
Huh?
That ass, my nigga. Who are you, bro?
That nigga took his keys out the car and everything.
Where you come from, bro? Nah, for real. Where you come from?
This is a video
Where?
of a man.
I just wanted to, because I think I don't know if I was sharing my screen at the time. So, but yeah, man, listen, they out here doing all of that shit, mind you, right? The police are getting, where are the police at? All this funding they get every year is not stopping any crime. It's not stopping no crime. If poverty breeds crime, you need to fund the poverty, not fund the police. The police ain't stopping none of this shit. You got to get regular civilians to get out here and stop this stuff. You feel me? You got to get regular civilians to get out here and stop this stuff because the police ain't doing shit. And all they do is target us so they can lock us up. You're doing this with the prison industrial complex, and then you pushing all these immigrants in here for the people who do get out of prison that are in that low labor class. They getting pushed out by the immigrants. Yo, fam, y'all dirty as hell with these I'm white and I say so laws. So what we have to do is we have to get with the Department of Interior and start creating tribes. You can call them tribes. We can call them whatever the hell we want. 20th century, whatever, right? We could do that, right? And govern and police ourselves. Have our own police departments. Have our own courts. Have everything of our own. We don't need these people, bro. Think about it. Everything that has to do with the law is holding Black people back. We have to deal with legislation being pushed, which is law. We have to deal with, again, laws and statutes being passed, again, law, right? Yo. And they control all of this shit. They have the power to stop stuff that you wrote in law that is the law. But you don't have to abide by it if you don't want to. And there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, we can appeal it and stuff like that. But if they really want to get on some bullshit, they can just be like, hey, I don't see it. The same way the prosecutor and the attorney was acting like they didn't know it was a tape. I highly doubt that y'all didn't know a police department that you deal with all the time. Because the prosecutor, he said the prosecutor was taking his cases all the time because they deal with each other all the time, again, writing tickets, and they got to. So how she don't know that there's no dash cam? That's because they knew, the prosecutor and his lawyer knew that there was a dash cam, but it wasn't going to be in the cop's favor. So they quietly never said anything to him. And I'm going to tell you right now that lawyer conveniently forgot to ask about a fucking dash cam in 2018. I'm even going to say 2018 because that's when it was. What are we doing here? Listen, man, reparations is what it is. That's going to change. Yo, reparations will fix 90% of our problems. 90% of our problems. A lot of the crime that is being committed in the Black community, which isn't a lot, which really isn't a lot. We're not going to let them. We're not going to let them. We got the statistics right here, right? We're not going to let them lie to us, right? All violent crime right here is 146,000 out of, because see, you looking at the 2 million. No. Violent crimes is little assault, simple assaults, all that. But we talking about violent crimes out of 50 million Black people. You got 146,000. That's less than 1%. That's less than 1%, family. We ain't even trying to listen. We not trying to hear none of that. These niggas got the worst rape numbers on the planet. So what we're going to do, we're going to try to, push for this Department of Interior, creating tribes and things like that, creating our own tribal government, our own tribal courts, having our own laws, creating our own thing, our own judicial system, right? Where we can, have the consequences for our people when they make mistakes. And we would do our people the same way Norway does their people, the same way the white supremacist does their people when they get in trouble, like a Kyle Rittenhouse who kills people and didn't get off. You feel what I'm saying? Purposely kill people and didn't get off. So we need our own government. And I'm going to let y'all go, family, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button, the share button. Man, I appreciate y'all being here with me today. reparations is definitely about to go through. We just hit that milestone. Check out my last video on the reparation ops. We definitely got to watch out for the ops on all levels, right? Because there's ops. We have coons in the music industry. We have them in the entertainment industry. We have them in the political arena. We have them in just your regular day Joes who are just, you know, suckers for, you know, kissing up to the white man and kissing up to the white woman. You feel me? But I'm gonna let y'all go, man. We up out of here. Peace, love, and reparations. We up out of here, man.